out there, but some of the other guys were like, 20. They're about 26, 27. But
you're never the oldest guy out there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because the refs are the only ones older.
That's funny. All right, we're back live. You heard the click. If you're listening on SoundCloud, you have no idea, or iTunes, or any of our Google Play, or any other device or place you get your pods from. So let's see, where'd we leave off here? We left off. We're in Group F now. Germany, Mexico, Sweden, South Korea. I think this is kind of another easy one. I picked Germany and Mexico.
Yeah, if Germany doesn't win this group, then something happened. Like everybody on their bus, all their starters on the
fell
bus,
off.
Yeah, just they went to the wrong stadium.
Yeah.
Germany has scored more goals in the group stage than any other country over the last 3 World Cups. So just pencil them into the next round.
Yeah, even their coach is going to eat a booger or two on the sideline. But
Their coach is going to pull a Phil Jackson. He's just going to sit down the whole game.
He's a good coach. He's just a weirdo. Or is it the talent that they have with guys like Mueller and?
It's kind of hard to say that their coach is a great coach
with all their talent. Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we know how good of a coach in the triangle offense and all that?
And here's a perfect example. Klinsmann coached Germany.
Yeah.
Coached Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
The 2 biggest things in German soccer. Mm-hmm. And he won at those levels and had no problem winning. Comes to the U.S. where you got to actually develop players and, teach people how to play soccer and make it work. And he didn't do bad, but he didn't have near the same success. So it's hard to say. It's hard for me. Let me put it that way. It's hard for me to say that they're great coaches when you have talent that's just crazy, and then half these guys all play on the same club team.
Yeah, so they've already built that chemistry there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, understood. How about Mexico, man? I mean, Mexico just feels like they're like Gonzaga. They never win it all. They're always there. They're always talented.
Yep.
If that is the best thing I can think of to compare them to, is somebody like a Gonzaga in March Madness, or like Xavier. Xavier's probably the best example because Gonzaga's at least made it to a national title game, where Xavier's not even made a Final Four. And Mexico, I don't think he's even made it to.
I don't think they have.
No.
Mexico is one of the hardest outs in this. They just won the last Olympic gold medal. Their soccer team, the Mexican soccer team, won the gold medal at the last Olympics.
Didn't Brazil win the last gold medal? Neymar scored the goal.
Maybe it was the one before that.
That'd have been the one before that.
Yeah. But they're always a hard out. They're
I'm up on at least my Neymar knowledge.
Yeah,
I got you.
Oh,
Wherever you should fall, I should catch you.
No, I don't know. We'll have to look that one up.
I'm looking it up.
Hey, Jamie, look that up.
Jamie, look that up.
Yeah.
Greg's on it.
Jamie's
lazy.
I almost want to say Mexico played Brazil, and Mexico beat Brazil in the final.
So it would have been 2016 World Cup.
No, not World Cup. Olympics.
Or Olympics. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I know.
But Mexico is one of those teams you look at and you're like, man, they're not that good, blah, blah, blah. But then they just win.
Yeah.
But they can only win, and until the talent, how they say, cream rises to the top.
Yep.
And Mexico just doesn't have that enough. And I think that's what gets everybody so pumped up about the U.S. soccer is we play Mexico and we'll beat Mexico, or we'll play them tough, and everybody starts to think, oh, yeah, we can beat Mexico, and they're winning in the World Cup, so we're going to be good, and then it just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking it up right here. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, Brazil. Yeah, Brazil beat Germany.
Okay.
In the Olympics. My boy Neymar coming through in the end. So we got Group G. We got Belgium, England, Panama, and Tunisia.
Yeah.
I got Belgium winning this group.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of that has to do with their goalkeeper, Courtois. Phenomenal goalkeeper, arguably the best goalkeeper in the world. You can make a case where he's either 1 or 2. maybe 3 if you really want to get picky. And then they've got Eden Hazard, who is he's one of the great talents, top 5 player in the world. Well, maybe not a top 5 player. Some people would probably be like, "Oh, you're crazy."
Top 12.
Oh, he's easy top 10.
Yeah.
He's probably a top 5, no doubt, at his position.
Yeah.
But they're always good.
They are. They're like that team. Like, think of Clemson 6-7 years ago before the national titles and the Final Four appearances, where it's like you hear about them, they're supposed to be good, but they just don't make it. Like, they're supposed to be good, and they are hard out when they get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
They either get upset or they win one good game and then they lose the game they're not supposed to.
I think the other big thing with them, when I was reading, is that they score most of their goals in the last 20 minutes of the game. Yeah. So if they can get started early, they got another guy, Lukaku, who huge. You look at him and you're like, this dude should be playing linebacker in the NFL. Mm-hmm. If you watched the last World Cup, the U.S. played against Belgium, and Tim Howard was standing on his head, stopping everything, and then Lukaku came in at the 70th minute. As soon as he came in, I was like, "That's game."
Yeah,
and he came in and he scored a goal.
Well, then they scored 2 goals on us in overtime.
Yeah,
and then in extra time. Sorry, soccer guy, my bad. No, there was no overtime, but and then we. Crazily enough, scored another goal. More scoring in the extra time than there was in the whole freaking game. But yeah. So good team, and I think the hardest thing is to figure out, as Larry Bird used to say, I just showed up to see who's going to finish second. I see who's going to finish second in this one because England.
Come on, England's going to finish second.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I think because of the group. I mean, you got Panama and Tunisia. If that's Costa Rica wins. It's second in this division.
Oh, if Costa Rica
wins this,
they win this. They
wins this group. I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely. But Panama, I think they can give England some fits, especially after Iceland. What Iceland did to them in the Euros. Mm-hmm. Iceland beat them in the Euros. So and Tunisia, whatever. That's where is it? Find that on a globe. I dare you. I will send you a gift card if you find that on a globe in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
I didn't say how much that gift card was worth.
37 seconds. Or 37 cents.
Yep, 37 cents. So I agree. I have England as 2. And then the final group here, we got Group H, Colombia, Poland, the Senegal, and Japan. I have them finishing just as that, Colombia and Poland. Colombia's got a strong group. They did well in CONCACAF, the Gold Cup, a couple years ago. They were very strong. And then I think had a good showing in the last World Cup or World Cup before.
Last World Cup. They had the infamous James Rodriguez crying.
Yes.
When they lost.
That's right.
And I have a love-hate relationship with him because that World Cup, he got Real Madrid came along, dropped 80 million euros to buy him, to bring him in, and then he just never really developed into what everybody thought he was going to be, and just a lot of issues back and forth, on the pitch, off the pitch, but. Colombia is easily winning this one. Mm-hmm. If they don't win it, I'd be shocked.
I mean, would you say Poland then number 2?
I know. I might say Japan.
Really? Okay.
Japan is always a hard out. Surprisingly, Japanese soccer players. I played with a lot of Japanese soccer players, and they are a lot better than you'd think.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we lose sight of some of that because the Asia is just not that good.
Yeah,
at soccer overall.
But out of them, Japan is the best.
Japan's the best.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and mark what you put here because I'm going to run. You're the soccer guy. I'm running with everything you picked so for when we get to the knockout stage.
Okay.
Let's see here. So we got Colombia, Japan. Yeah, Colombia actually finished 5th in 2014.
Yeah, that's the Rodriguez crying and people consoling him on the other team.
Let's see here. So moving on to the knockout stage, looks like we'll have the Group A winner versus the Group B runner-up. So that would be a Uruguay and Portugal matchup.
Portugal. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. But I think Portugal pulls that out.
I agree.
Portugal had a really good run in the Euro Cup.
Oh, beautiful run, man. And
I think this will kind of follow up. Plus Ronaldo is hitting his stride now. He has been the superstar who has understood that, hey, I'm 33 years old. I'm not 26, 27 years old. And, he's changed how much he's playing. Whereas before, 2-3 years ago, he was playing every single game, every single minute, never subbed. And now he's not playing in a lot of games at the beginning of the season, resting. And then at the end of the season, that's when he's starting to play. Mm-hmm. And, then he's scoring goals out the wazoo right now.
He's a little older than Messi, right? He's like 33.
He's 33. Messi is going on 31.
And his social security number is what?
Don't worry about it.
But so same question. Do you think that this is Ronaldo's last World Cup? 4 years is a long time.
Yeah, I know 4 years is a long time,
but for him, this guy's a Greek god.
Look, this guy, this guy when he turned 31, he changed his diet. He reduced how many calories.
Avocado ice cream, like Tom Brady, I'm sure. Right?
Yeah, no nightshades.
Yep.
He changed his diet so that he wouldn't gain or lose a pound. That he would stay at the same weight and be able to keep up the same intensity. This guy is he is nutso. He is just one of those freaks who all he cares about is his body and what he can do on and off the field. And it's hard, man. That's a 50-50 thing. I think if Portugal doesn't make it out of the group stages, yeah, he's done. He's not coming back.
I gotta believe they do in this group.
Oh, no, I do too. But I'm just saying, if that chance that they don't,
I gotta believe he's got to be frustrated. Him and Messi both to some degree. I mean, at least Messi's made it to a World Cup Finals.
But here's the difference. Here's the biggest difference. Messi, if you look at the players around him, he has no reason to be upset if Argentina doesn't win. The only person he can actually look at is himself. Because they have some of the greatest players. Sergio Aguero, Gonzalo Higuain, they have the three best forwards/strikers in soccer. And everybody wants to talk about how great Messi is and, he's the greatest. My buddy Terrell and I, if you're listening or you're watching, I'm calling you out because we always talk about this, giving you your shout out.
You do realize it's going to be like 12 people beating your ass one day. Every show now, you've called somebody out. Le'Veon Bell's coming for you.
Yeah, right.
Now this guy, your buddy Terrell.
But no, me and my buddy, we always talk about this, how everybody thinks Messi is the greatest player ever, but he had two of the greatest ever midfielders playing and supplying him with Andre Iniesta and Xavi Hernandez. These guys, they've gone away. They're going away from Barcelona, and you see Messi he's not as great as he was. And then you look at him on the country level, and he hasn't.
Well, you look too. I mean, he also had Neymar, which probably number 3 player in the world at one time.
Yeah. Well, right now.
So you have 1A, 1B, and then you have number 2. Let's call it number 2 player in the world. If we're just for argument's sake, we're calling Messi and Ronaldo number 1. And then Luis Suarez, number 5 in the world, number 6?
Oh yeah, easy. I think this last year for player of the year, Suarez was on the platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the whole problem LeBron has, if you really think about it. LeBron is a great player, and it's amazing some of the things that he does. But most of his titles, when they come with a prime Dwayne Wade and they come with a prime Chris Bosh and things like that, and or like a Kevin Durant. How can we ever measure Kevin Durant? That's probably the better example. Is Kevin Durant. How can you ever measure his greatness when he hops over with guys like Steph Curry, with guys like Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, guys like that? So, definitely think Portugal is going to move on there. Next matchup would be France and Croatia.
Oh, France is going to win that one.
Yeah, I believe France takes that one.
Yeah, Croatia they won't show up like they should. But that's going to be like a 1-0 game.
Yeah. Some weird goal toward the 80th minute, some odd thing. Yeah. Yep. Couple of chances. I look at it as a game where nothing much happens.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those games that people that aren't really soccer people can't stand. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's going to be, this is why I don't watch soccer. Yeah. It's so boring. Yeah. And then you got guys like me who I'm watching it man.
And I'm like that with the international stuff, dude. I am on it. I love it, dude. I love every second of it. I think the international stuff is so intense, so fun to watch. Brazil and Mexico would actually be the next matchup.
So I think Brazil wins that one.
I agree.
Just because I don't think Mexico's got enough talent. But you can take this one to the bank. If there's going to be one upset, it's going to be this one. Mexico upsetting Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Next matchup, we would have Belgium and Japan. I think Belgium takes that.
No, I think Japan pulls
Really?
that
Look at you, upset
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, just because, like I've said earlier, Belgium they won't do enough. They'll hang around, la-di-da. Japan will get one lucky goal, and then Belgium. Oh man, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of one of them things like you got to prove it first. We got to see it. You got to see you win, Belgium. Until you do it, we're not going to believe it.
Yep.
So next matchup would be Spain and Egypt. That's an easy one, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
one note about this one, I forgot to call this out when we were talking about Egypt. Egypt has one of the guys, Asim Al-Harah. I don't know, probably
easy for you to say.
Butchered that name.
Yeah.
But he's the oldest player in the World Cup this year. He's a goalie, and he is 45 years old.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there's still hope.
Yeah.
Ever thought about taking up goalie? Have you ever played goalie?
Yes, I have.
Yeah?
There's not one position on the field that I've not played.
Okay.
I
believe that.
I've played goalie both in indoor and outdoor. And I had one game in indoor when I played, and I made some crazy saves. I don't know how it happened.
You're just Dominic Hasek out there, just throwing a leg up in the air.
No, seriously, I was. And it gave me belief that I could do it. And then I came out in the next game, and I think I gave up like 35 goals. And I was like, yeah, well, who am I kidding?
Yeah, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
It's like you hit that flying triangle in jiu-jitsu, and you're like, well, I'm good at this, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to be good at it. I hit it. So that's funny. Then we got so Argentina, and you settled on Australia when they're getting the second place in what group are we looking at here? In Group C.
Yeah, so Argentina will win that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to set up a hell of a matchup in the second round with Argentina and Spain.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's get to these last two. We got F. Winner of F, which we determined is Brazil playing the E runner-up, which is, it would be Germany against the E runner-up, which is Costa Rica.
Oh, that's not even going to be close. Germany's going to win that one. 5-0.
And then the final map pairing here, we got a H winner, which we agreed was Colombia against the G runner-up. So we got Colombia and England.
I so want to pick England in that game. That's a toss-up, man. That's a pick 'em.
I take Colombia, honestly.
Yeah.
But judging by what England's done as of late.
The only reason I would say England in that one is because of Kane, their forward, who at the beginning of this season in the EPL, he was lighting it up, just destroying goalies, destroying defenders, scoring, and he's kind of really cooled off a lot lately. But England's a young team right now in transition, and I don't know why England can't ever get the right coach. Like they're just always picking the wrong coach. And it sets them back.
Notre Dame fans know a thing or two about that. Let's see, Ty Willingham, Bob Davey, Charlie White. All right.
And that's exactly it. Like they've got a lot of talent. You look at their roster and you're like, man, you got a lot of young, good players. You've got one of the best strikers in the game, maybe a top 5 striker in the game. And just for whatever reason, they can't
piece it together.
They just can't get it. Like,
yeah. So who you ultimately fall on? I think Colombia. I like their grit. I like the way they play, especially as of late. When I think as of late, I think a nice run in the last World Cup. I think CONCACAF run. I think, and then I go to England and I look at you didn't make it out of the Euros. Nothing of note in the last couple World Cups.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with what Coach Riley had mentioned. This game is being played on European soil.
Bingo.
And so
that's good.
I'm going to take England.
Yeah, and I guess I got to take the advice of our guest today. So we'll go with that. So round 2, we got Portugal and France. I think this is where France actually chokes it.
Yeah, I do too. I think Portugal wins this one.
Yep. I think Portugal's playing good soccer as a country. I mean, granted, the Euros were a couple years ago, but that was the kind of things that Portugal in the past loses. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes, I mean, most of the time they don't even make it out of their group as a country. I mean, we think Ronaldo, it's automatically like, oh, Portugal's got to be good. No, they've not really been all that good ever.
And you know what? Again, with what Coach Riley was talking about, when you were talking about Jamie Gallagher, how he left, and he scored 39 goals in like less than 20 games. That's crazy. Ronaldo is kind of similar to that. Ronaldo scores a lot of goals, and the team kind of waits for him to score the goals and take over.
I've heard the term used this week with LeBron, like hero ball.
Yeah,
everybody else kind of watches to see what he's going to do.
It's kind of like, oh man, let me just give him the ball, and then he's going to weave his magic.
Yeah, the Scottie Pippen's not like I'm going to play with you. It's like I'm going to play near you.
Yeah, and Portugal is one of those teams that they've got a lot of good players that you just don't know their names. And then when you hear like, oh, blah blah blah, he plays for Portugal, and you're like, oh, he plays for Portugal? Like, man, he's pretty good.
Yeah. But I do think they pull through this game. France just has too many question marks and is too inconsistent for me.
Yep.
Brazil and Japan, I think if Japan makes it this far, I got to believe their magic runs out here.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. You'll watch this game, and this game will be like 3-0, and in the 87th minute, Japan is going to be playing as hard as they were in the first minute.
Yeah.
That's Japan for you.
So we're talking like academy football then for people that aren't as familiar with soccer. You're talking like playing against Navy. You're up big, you're up by 20 in the fourth quarter, but you're still getting punched in the mouth. It's still a tough game.
Yep.
Yeah. So then we got. I mean, these are some marquee matchups now. Now we got Spain and Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Just because I think Spain is too young right now. Mm-hmm. They'll play really hard.
I think Spain's a hands down favorite in the next World Cup.
Could very well be.
4 years.
Yeah.
I think they are a favorite now.
Well, I think the big issue that's going to be for Spain next year or in the next World Cup is their defense. They always have a question mark with their forwards because their forwards are always really good, but they're not great. Mm-hmm. They've had some of the best, if not greatest. I refer to them, Xavi Hernandez and Iniesta, arguably two greatest midfielders of their generation. And then they've got Isco and Asensio who are coming on, and then another guy, Saul. He's another really good guy. Danny, he's another really good midfielder. So their midfield will be good, but they've got Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué. Both of them are starters for their club team, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, Piqué is something else.
You could say these guys are number 1 and number 2 defenders in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Downside is that, Piqué, they're both like 30 years old. Mm-hmm. Piqué is getting slower than he already is. He's married to Shakira, so like,
well, that's got to be worth a goal.
What's he care? He's won a World Cup, won 2 Euros. Ramos, maybe these guys will be there, in the next World Cup, but who's following behind them?
Right.
And that's going to be their issue on the next World Cup. They do have David De Gea. I can't believe I forgot him, goalkeeper. He is
very good goalkeeper.
Probably number 1 goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah. And then I think Germany, I think this will be 3-1 over England. Would you agree?
No, I wouldn't say 3-1. I'd say more like 6-1.
6, okay. I was trying to give them a little bit more credit because you spoke of the young talent. I personally don't know that much about England. I know a lot about Germany. I loved the German team 4 years ago, and then of course my new obsession now is the Bundesliga. I know. Hey, give me some credit. I'm trying.
Hey, at least you're watching.
I am, and I like I said, I'm a big Thomas Mueller guy now.
Oh, okay. So Thomas Mueller has 10 goals in the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Muriel Klose, he holds the record for 16 goals in World Cup. He played in 4 World Cup. A lot of people were thinking that Mueller's going to break that record this year.
He could. He very well may. He's a strong player. But that team, do they still have what's the kid that scored the game-winning goal?
No, he didn't make it.
That's right. He didn't make it. That's what I thought. Yep,
yeah.
He didn't make it. So that just tells you, and he's still good. It's still a good player.
Yeah.
And he's not on the team. So what is this German powerhouse going to bring? I mean, good Lord.
They got that midfield is just, it's crazy. And they're, literally... Germany, they always have a guy who you're like, man, this dude is good, and then he's not good, and the next guy up is like, oh, he's the same thing.
Yeah.
They've always got the same guy.
So we got Germany, Argentina, then we got Portugal and Brazil as our final 4 here. So we'll bring it up first, Portugal and Brazil. We got Neymar, we got Ronaldo. I mean, this is what Fox wants. Fox is there in all these World Cup games. We got Thomas Mueller, we got Messi, we got Neymar, we got Ronaldo.
Yeah, you've got all the big names.
Which speaks to what you said earlier. The favorites, pretty much 9 times out of 10, they're moving on in the World Cup.
This one's tough because I want to say Germany will be in there. Germany won the last World Cup. Very hard to repeat as World Cup champs. If anybody can do it, this Germany team can. And they're playing against Argentina.
Argentina's got Germany, and then we got Brazil, Portugal.
So I think Brazil wins. They beat Portugal just because Brazil's got way more talent, and I think they'll put it all together. And I think at this point, Ronaldo,
him too.
Yeah, I can't talk right now. He'll be running low on fumes. It'll just catch up with him. So I think
he's going to be carrying that team anyway. I
mean,
it's a good team, solid team.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the Cavs, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think Brazil versus Germany in the final.
Yeah, I like that. So give me they still play the third place game, which I think they should do in March Madness, by the way.
Yeah, I think
people would watch.
Yeah, people would watch.
Hell yeah, they'd watch. They used to do it. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, they used to do it until like the 70s. They stopped doing it. So third place game, we would have Portugal and Argentina then. Man.
Argentina wins.
Would that be the most viewed third place game ever?
It might be more viewed than the actual final.
Yeah. You think Portugal takes that then?
Yeah, because you'd have Messi versus Ronaldo. And can you imagine if Portugal and Argentina make it to the final? It's not going to be Portugal versus Argentina. It's going to be Messi versus Ronaldo.
So just put them two out on the field. Let them just go one-on-one soccer.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
And then our final, we got Brazil and Germany.
And as much as I don't want to, I think Germany.
I think Germany does too. They're just a powerhouse right now.
They're always good every year. They lose it. They lose a game when they shouldn't in the World Cup, but I think this team is too veteran savvy, and they do it again this year.
Yep. So there you have it. We got Germany repeating. It's a sound organization from the coach on down. They don't really have much turnover per se. I mean, everything's pretty stapled in there outside of the kid. We said, what is his name? It's driving me crazy.
Mario Götze.
I knew the first name. I could not think of the last name to save my life.
Yeah, and he's still fairly young. He's like 25, 26, I think.
So he has a chance to maybe even come back to another one.
He does. I don't think he will. I'd have to look into it, but I could have swore. I was talking to somebody about this earlier. I could have swore he had some kind of disease or something that made him slow down. But his big thing was he played for Jurgen Klopp, who is now the manager, coach at Liverpool. But for Borussia Dortmund back in Germany. And Goetze and Lewandowski and Max Hummels were their three big-time players. And this is the problem with the Bundesliga.
Here we go. I'm waiting.
You have a team that has a lot of young talent, who's really good, has a great coach, and what happens? Bayern Munich comes in and they do what they always do. They buy up all the talent, and they don't create any rivalries, and they water down, the rest of the team so that they're great, and everybody thinks they're good, but then when you watch them, they play in the Champions League, they're not that good. The one thing I will say is it's really good for Germany, the football club, that they all these guys play together all the time, so they do get
a lot
to
of continuity.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, man. So that pretty much wraps it up. We got Germany, we got Brazil as the runner-up, and then we got Portugal. Some name brands in there. So it should be a fun World Cup. Anything else you want to add, Will, before we get out of here, man? We actually have a little production value to the show we'll finish up with. We had some opening music we should have had, but the iPhone failed us. So, so you're starting to get a little production value to the show, some royalty-free music here, and we'll post some credentials to the music and stuff online so we don't get sued. Hopefully we do reach that territory we have to worry about that. That means we have enough listens. But anything to wrap up the show today?
Nah, just make sure you guys are watching. The UEFA Champions League final is next Saturday. I believe it's on Fox, so tune into that. You're going to get to see two of the greatest clubs. Real Madrid's going to play. My favorite. I'm calling it they win. But you're going to get to see Ronaldo play and your boy Salah.
Yeah. That's next week. That'll be good. And then World Cup actually starts. It's June 14th. Everything's going to be on Fox and Fox Sports 1. It starts with, I do believe it's Saudi Arabia and Russia, so don't call off work for that one.
Yeah.
I'm headed to Fado's. That's our American Outlaw Soccer headquarters. We're going to be up there watching, I think Brazil plays that day, and Iceland plays at 11, so that's a good day to go. Be on the lookout for the Notre Dame soccer team this fall. Coach Chad Riley, will hopefully have him on again at some point. Check out the show, SoundCloud, Facebook Live. Go to the Facebook page. We're at Twitter, at East of the Bend. And then anywhere really you have a podcast app that searches a bunch of podcasts, you can check us out there. And remember the Notre Dame official podcast of the Notre Dame Fan Club of Columbus. I can't believe I've botched that 2 times in a row. I'm that good at this. So you never believe this is episode 29. But until next time, we'll be back with you. Probably do just a Karate in the Garage show that we've threatened a couple times. And then we got the Central Ohio Coaches Spotlight coming up next month with Josh Whetstone, head coach of West Muskingum. So, until then, we will talk to you later. Go Irish.